to another podcast of the Emperor's Talks. This is number 52. Back in business, listening to metal. What can I say? This edition is going to be an interesting one because I did not see any shows in the past 2 weeks, as I'm very obsessed with statistics studies at the moment, and that literally takes up all my time. Like, all my time, even time that I don't have, that I have to find somewhere or steal from other people or whatever. I don't know. Too much statistics in my life.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I shut myself down from socials also. So did you go to any shows actually?
No,
No,
no.
I figured.
I've been working.
Uh,
I don't have
yeah, uh, that's
much
me
time either,
working
so.
and statistics. That's my life, and you're working all the time too. So yeah, hmm, that that's a thing at the moment. But spring is coming, and soon I'll be having another uh, thing to focus on in my life when statistics is done. But
Yes.
then I did start a little something because I sent 2 albums out this
Oh my
week.
god, yes.
Yeah. And as I was thinking that we wanted to do something different than melodic, death, doom kind of stuff that we've been doing a lot lately, I figured it would be time to find something else. And since February is a month that, and also March, a month that we get a lot of black metal, I decided to pick 2 black metal albums for us to listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah, hear the enthusiasm. um,
Well, it's not. No, well,
yeah,
yeah.
it's not your favorite genre. I know you
No,
like
the
some.
thing is, I might like it, but I have absolutely no thing to say about it. I don't know. I cannot say anything like technical about it. I cannot say anything. I don't know a lot of other black metal, so there's not a lot of reference material. I just like a few black metal bands, and
Mm-hmm.
so for me, it's really hard to come up with a good review of these bands. It's either yes, I
I can
like it, or no,
understand.
I do not like it.
But we're building your reference material here, you know?
Yes,
So,
but don't expect me to come up with brilliant lines about these albums.
in future, you have something to compare. And at least now you have 2 that are, you can, like, there's now 2 albums that are, like, totally different from each other.
Mm.
So, that's
I might have
also a thing.
seen I might have seen one of the bands in the past, but then with a
I
different
think
lineup.
so.
Yeah,
Possible.
possible.
And I've seen both of them. And I'm thinking which one should we do first? Let's start with the hardest one. I think for you at least.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Antrish. Antrish is a German band that makes atmospheric black metal. And yeah, they were like one of my favorite live acts of 2024. So I saw this album coming in. I figured, yes, this is a must for me to look into. Let me start a little bit about talking a bit about the band. They have their albums so far and also EP that they started with are all having a background on history. All their albums go back in time and find stories from the past, and that is something I like because
Mm-hmm.
that means that there is a little bit of concept in there. These are albums they do interested before are really like a concept album in that sense because that really is a story. It's kind of a book that you follow from the beginning to the end. Um, and yeah, most of the lyrics are in German, but for this album, there's also some Spanish to detect. And since you know a little bit of Spanish, I figured maybe that helps.
A little bit of Spanish. Mañana, mañana.
Yeah, I know that you studied a little bit of Spanish, and I have absolutely zero knowledge of Spanish.
Well, we
So,
studied Finnish too, so and French
yeah,
and
but I
German and
in it. I mean, yeah, I live near Germany, so I'm a bit more exposed to German, so to
mm,
say. Occasionally, I speak it. Um, and yeah, I really like this band. I will talk a little bit about the story of the previous album, because that then you can understand that they just don't have a team that follows their band, but more like it's album based. And the previous album, called Deep Passage, um, was a story about Sir John Franklin's expedition to the Arctics, where all the ships became stuck in the ice when they went to the Arctic.
mm,
That was a story that took place in the 1819 to, I don't know, 20 or 21 or something. I'm not sure. So much my historical knowledge. And in that expedition, a lot of people died because they got too cold, and
mm-hmm.
there was no food and everything. So that's why it became such a historic relevant story. And what I like, because if you think of bands going into history, very often we see war stories like Second World War, occasionally the First World War, I don't know, some local wars. But
Mm,
to see that they have, even if there are some battles and war and fighting in these stories too, it's not like surrounding just that team. It's about the journey also, and I kind of like that. This new album is Expedition 3. It goes back to 1540. The album Renitens Pat Marañones, if I say that in my best Spanish.
mm-hmm.
It's about this guy called the Aguirre or something, who was on an expedition to search El Dorado, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in that journey, they kind of murdered the leader of the expedition.
Always nice.
Somebody else, yeah, always nice. They took somebody else that took over. 1 year later, that guy also got the same destiny. So it seems to be quite a struggle about the power. But then the main character of this album, the Aguirre uh, guy, took the charge himself,
Mm,
and he basically declared himself the Prince of Peru, the Prince of Chile, something like that. And
mm,
yeah, he seemed to be quite a character. Um, at some point, he tried to go on the expedition to take charge of Panama.
mm,
And there he got a little stuck. It wasn't that easy to take over Panama, apparently. He got surrounded by his opponents, and at that point, he decided it was very good to murder his daughter and his wife. And his daughter, I mean, I'm very much against that because his daughter was called Elvira, and
ah,
the reason for him to murder it was somewhat sweet, I guess, because he was trying. He said that he could not bear the thought of her having to sleep with the locals of Panama that would probably take advantage of the fact that they captured a woman.
mm,
So, yeah.
yeah.
But I am really much against any murdering of Elvira's. So,
Thank you,
yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
I love you too.
At least the guy got caught. His hands got cut off. He got murdered, and the hands got sent to different parts of Venezuela, and his head got sent to some obscure town in I think Panama or something. I don't know. So that was basically the historical story. That is a bit of the album. I
Mm,
did some research on it, as you can
yes.
follow, because my historical knowledge is not that detailed that I know all these details by heart. I mean, I did hear of this expedition before, but yeah, it took me a bit to dive into. Also because the album really got me interested. So if you know the story, it's probably a bit easier to listen to this album because
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna admit it's not an easy to listen to album. It is very atmospheric, indeed. It's not just screeching black metal on its own.
No.
It's really an album that you can hear the struggles of the character. You can hear the betrayal, the fact that they had to deal with their like bad economic situations, like lack of jobs, so people are unhappy and such. And all these themes coming back into the album really makes that the whole thing comes very much alive. And I think that's very important because if I've seen this band before, they were definitely one of my favorites because they bring their story live. It's
Mm.
like almost you're watching, I don't know, a black metal musical or something, I would say. Musicals have a bit of a negative association in so for music friends, I guess. Um, in the Netherlands, at least. So that's a bit of a statement, but I don't know. It's a
Yeah,
it's
but you don't
interesting
say they
one.
sound like a musical. They bring it to the stage
Yeah,
like a musical. That's different.
that's definitely the point. Yeah, so like the outfits, the mimics of the guys, like they have a very charismatic front man, but also some of the other band members, they're living the story if you
Mm.
watch them on stage. So if you ever come across them, I don't know, I haven't heard your opinion of the album just yet, but if you ever come across them, I just know that you want to photograph them for sure, because I would. I've already checked their tour lists, which has only, I think, a German and Austrian date. So unfortunately,
Ah.
nothing near my reach. Um, so yeah, for them to really live that album, I think if you look at the album, there's so much to hear, so much details. It's not something you can grasp easily in one listen. It's especially if you're not native German, I think it might be a bit harder
Mm.
to follow. So you will need to listen it a couple times. But like if you get the feel of it and feel the story, you start to really explore this album. And yeah, what I can say that this is surely one of my favorite ones so far this year. And I wouldn't be surprised that by the end of the year, I hear this one coming back in my top five.
Wow.
But yeah, I definitely want to know what you thought about it.
I really have no clue. I think it's a lot. I do like it that there's like um, a mixture. Well, it's in German, so that is a little bit different than normal, but I can understand it. It's not that. I like it that there's some vocals. I know. I mean, words, spoken stuff in it, not only raging full on.
Yeah.
Because for the rest of it, it sounds just like one big blur to me. Um,
Mhm.
and that is also why I cannot say anything about it. I mean, it's not my thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I think
sorry.
it's a bit of an album for advanced black metal fans, so to say. So you can grasp the feel of it. But I
I
did
can say
choose it
that
also.
the atmosphere, what you described with the whole backstory, you do feel that um, storyline and the atmosphere. It's really there um, in all that angerness of the black metal. But um, yeah,
Yeah, from picking it, I knew it would be a bit of a stretch to send it out to you. I admit. I admit. But I figured because it so also has a very melodic and atmospherical side that I
mm-hmm.
figured it would not be something that you immediately reject, so to say. And plus, yeah, I don't know. It's one that's I think if you see it live, then you will be like, "Oh my gosh, this band's amazing for what they do." But also, if your first discovery of this is going to be via an album, it might take you some time to really get into it. And yeah, that was something that I had already in mind, that it might be a bit hard to figure out. But I mean, I think from everybody that I spoke with that actually know the band, they
Yeah.
are already saying like this album is amazing. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
surprised that this band is only touring in Germany at this point. I mean, I would say that they could be a big one if they make it across the borders.
Yeah.
And then I really hope that they don't feel tempted or pressured to switch to English, because
No,
it
maybe
would be fine
things
to
will
hear
get
it.
lost. I think
It is okay as they are in German for me.
yeah, but we
That's okay.
listen exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, this one was definitely a bit of struggle, but to compare, have I found something lighter black metal?
Black metal
Uh,
light for special people like
no,
me.
no, I wouldn't call it black metal light, but like, uh, if you, I mean, I figured I picked these two albums because they're much different from each other, and I think if I would have just sent this next one,
Yeah.
it would have been a bit, then it would have been the same as if I would send just Antrich. So
No.
I wanted to have, I
No,
wanted
no,
to
no, no,
have
no.
both. So for me, it is, I wanted to send both, so there is the variation in the two.
Mm.
Because I think that would be interesting. Yeah, the next one, Saya, symphonic black metal. So also listenable, I would say.
Yes.
Dutch. Like I said, this would be the band that you might have seen live as well at
I
some
think so,
point.
yes.
Mm. And yeah, I picked this album. The album is called Forebode. It has been out already on Surfium Records. The Andres album, by the way, will be out at the end of March. So we are definitely early to talk about it, but I just couldn't resist. Forebode, yeah. Let you say first what you think about that one.
Well, like I said, I think I've seen this band in the past, but I read that the whole lineup has changed. It was previously it was a Belgian band. Now it seems to be a Dutch band.
Mm.
So that's kind of funny and interesting. Um, the album, um, I think there's only like 6 new songs, and
Yeah,
then there's three on
four, I
them.
think.
Yeah, because one is not really a song. That's more like an intermezzo thingy from 1 minute. Um,
Yeah. And
but
I also think one of the other tracks or two of the other tracks are like recycled material. So
yeah, I don't know.
I
I'm
think
not
it was something like four new tracks for
mm,
people to discover, and some in betweener.
an in betweener. Yeah. Well, the in
Yeah.
betweener is very. Um, I wouldn't say symphonic though, but I think it's a little bit more folkish than symphonic.
Mm.
Um, and I feel the symphonic is not that present. When I think about symphonic, I have to think of all these female symphonic bands, and that's way more. um, it's the other side of symphonic, I think, but there's definitely more melody
Bit
in this band, and there's like orchestral things on the background, but it's not that present. I still feel the black metal is the thing. uh, It's kind of dark, I think, but I actually like these songs. Um, but I do need to listen more to it. I've only listened to it twice, but one more time than the other band we just reviewed. It was easier to listen to. Um, yeah, it makes this album or whatever it is makes me kind of curious. I think I would enjoy them live a lot.
Yeah, they did have a couple of live songs included
Mm-hmm.
in the album, so you can get already a bit of a taste to it. And yeah, I've seen Sai before, and I'm not gonna lie, my previous
Standing
experience
still.
with them, I thought they were a bit boring. But yeah, that dates back quite some years ago, so that's also must be sad.
Yeah. So new lineup. So who
Um,
knows?
yeah, and also by listening to this album, also the live songs, I figured that my previous thought, if I would have seen them
Mm-hmm.
in my area, I would have been like meh. And now I'm like, okay, yeah, I might want to go and see it. I'm curious. So definitely that's a pro for them. They definitely have a bit more of a diverse sound than I remembered them from. They've been looking into putting a little bit of different elements into their songs, and I kind of like that. I think symphonic black, yeah, you can go very bombastic, like
Mm.
Cradle of Filth, for example.
That's not it.
If you think of that kind of sounds,
It's very
but that's
layered.
not really what they are doing. So it is there, but it's not that the main thing.
No.
Yeah, they are a bit heavier, I think, than before. Um, that's nice, and I really did like the fact that the live songs made me change the mind, because I'm not per se a big fan of hearing live albums whatsoever.
No.
I prefer, if I want to see something live or hear something live, I'll just go to the place and see something live. you know.
Yes.
So yeah, that is definitely helping them. But if I look at the album as a whole, I'm like a bit, I don't know, disappointed in some way. Like it feels like they present it as a whole new album, but it feels like there's lack effort in making something new or so. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if that's fair to say. It's almost like they put an in between EP out
Yeah,
or something.
I fully agree.
Uh, yeah, if they come with a new album, I would have expected like 8, 9, 10 new tracks or something like that. Okay, since this kind of genre has long tracks, maybe eight,
5.
6, 7, 8, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
Um, so that was a bit disappointing, but overall, it's not a terrible release. It's definitely uh, giving a better view of what I can expect from this band right now. So that's that. Um, so if they would cross your schedule and you had the precious time that we have available to go to a show, would you say yes to them now?
Um, not as a headliner. Uh, if they would be the headliner and there would be like two smaller bands or one before them, I would really toss it around. Like, what do I have more this month? Um, but if they would play with a band I also like the same, then I would think maybe yes. I'm
Yeah.
I'm I'm curious to see them. So, but it depends on time. It depends on what else.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's a little something then, at least, and
I mean, because
that could.
next week, Omnium Gatherum is playing, and in morning, and in morning even made my top 5 list. and
Yeah.
Omnium Gatherum has also made my top 10 list, but I'm not gonna see them. I made that decision. So, it's a time choice and travel choice. And what else
Yeah.
is there that month?
Unfortunately, I'll be sitting through a 3 hour academic reading and writing exam.
Yes.
So I won't be seeing them either. Maybe the next week when they play in Utrecht, if I have time. But
Yes.
since probably not. Uh, we'll
So
see.
hard decisions must be made
Yeah, but
these
also
days.
sometimes other things have priorities, and
Yes.
yeah, that is what it is. There will be enough other shows to see, and the summer
Yes.
is coming, so
Summer
let's
is
bring it on.
coming. Whoa. Yeah, sorry, my brain does
Yeah.
that.
All right. Let's go to the news sections of this week, and yeah, the first thing to start with is very, very sad and recent. Yeah, I saw it when I woke up around 6 in the morning,
Oh,
pondered a
yeah.
little bit over it, and decided to just immediately send it to Elvira,
I heard it. I
even though
woke
it was
up.
very early. And I usually wake up around 6 and then I read all the news and such. But most of the time I'm like, oh, I might send it later and then I forget. But this was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
No, I want to send it right away. So sorry if it wake you up.
Well,
But it was
I think
sad.
I was half awake anyway, so.
Yeah.
But it was sad.
Let's go
It
to the
was.
story. Let's
Yes.
let's go first to the story because the
Mm.
listeners have no clue. The metal venue Baruch, one of the most famous venues
Yes.
for metal in the
Yeah.
Netherlands, I would say.
I think we covered it.
Yeah, they were.
I think we covered this one in our iconic venues. Um,
Yeah, definitely, definitely, and also we discussed the book and everything
yes.
before last year. They were building their venue. They were going to get a bit of a larger building, so more modernized. And I think was it recently that we said about the crowdfunding that they set up
Yes.
to go about finding
Yeah.
their sound
Technical stuff,
equipment
sound and light
and such.
plan. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so the news came in that there was a fire. And it's sad because they were supposed to open on the 25th of April. So
Yes.
that was like the building was done. They had already given the keys
Yeah.
and such. And the fire was kind of outside in one of the containers that was still there from the construction work, I think. If I understood it correctly,
Yeah.
I mean, the whole investigation hasn't closed yet, so we don't have the conclusive story yet. But that was just all what the news and the venue
Yeah.
itself explained. Yeah, then the flames hit the new building. Luckily, not bad, not like the whole place burned down or something, but the outside and such is definitely damaged.
Yeah. I
The
read
fire
something
department had to
about
the
the
fire department had
offices.
to cut open a bit of the siding.
Mm.
They have to demolish that so they could reach the flames. And it was luckily on the side of the office buildings, so
Yeah.
not on the venue side. And what Baruch has been publishing so far is that they expect that they can open on schedule to have the bands in there. But of course,
Yeah. This
yeah, some
sucks.
restoration needs to happen, and it sucks to see this happening. Now, obviously, that will be an insurance case because you cannot just have a new building and not have any insurance. That's unthinkable. So I think it will be a case of insurance needing to pay up and do the restorations again. Um, I hope that they can do that fluently. They've been saying if you want to support Baruch now, it's the time to go to the crowdfunding, which was for the sound equipment and the light equipment and such. So I still, as far as I know, that is still what you're donating for, and not for the restoration, if I understood
No.
that correctly. And that shouldn't be. But yeah. it would be nice if people could contribute a little bit, because obviously they, even if there's insurance, they still have a little bit of a damage
Loss.
to over there. So yeah, sad news. It was really shocking when I saw it in the morning. I was like, no. And that's basically what I wrote to Elvira, like, no.
And I wrote back,
And then,
oh no!
yes, very sad, very sad
Yes.
story. Yeah. At least I hope that in further investigation it doesn't turn out that much else needs to happen that avoids them being able to open. I
Yeah, and
know
I
that
think
their opening weekend got sold out, so it seems people really wanted to go and
support,
visit
yeah.
it again. Unfortunately, I'm not available at that weekend, so I couldn't make it. I think, but otherwise I would have gone there. All right, next topic. Yeah, there's a whole lot of misbehaving that I found this week, so to say, or also last week.
Misbehaving.
Yeah, misbehaving metal bands or metal band members, so to say. Let's start with Skeletal Remains, which is banned from the 70,000 tons of metal
Ooh.
cruise thing, because apparently one of the guys got super drunk and annoying and been touching girls and annoying staff, so to say. From what I understood, they kind of had to lock him up in a room. Um, and apparently he got banned from the cruise again.
Yeah, probably he saw it as a big fun opportunity and not as a business opportunity to play with his band. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, people get drunk and such, that can happen. But if you get so drunk that you think it's okay to misbehave in such a way,
No.
then yeah. Uh, I don't know any further backstory on it. I mean, obviously, I wasn't there. We do know people who were on that cruise, so maybe at some point we hear a little bit more about it. Um, yeah. Also, I heard people saying, "Yeah, I saw him drunk, and yeah, he was a bit of touchy, but he didn't do anything inappropriate." Yeah, that he doesn't do it to you doesn't mean
He
he
didn't
also
do it?
didn't do it to somebody else. So you don't know. You might be lucky that you saw him in a lighter stage of drunkenness than the next person did. Uh, yeah,
Yeah, but
that
yeah, well, some I don't know. It's hard to say these days because it's so in the news that sometimes I feel like if a slightly drunk guy puts an arm around you, it's immediately assault, or more
yeah.
than there is happening.
I don't
I
know.
mean,
I
not
I
to
mean,
make this right, at all, but just
yeah. But
you know
this is not a decision that the organization will take
makes likely.
lightly.
No, 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 no.
Uh, so I think it's good to say that the organization kind of took action,
Yes,
and I rather have them being a bit more careful
curious
in
and
this kind of
careful. Yes,
situations than let him walk around and have it go
exactly.
until the next stage. So yeah, next couple of cases of
Misbehave.
misbehaving band members, if you can call it that, because it's not per se misbehaving, but um, it's just three cases that I found are independent cases that still have the same topic.
Mm.
So I'm gonna call them up, bring them up in one row. And the first one is Rock Hard Festival cancels the
Oh
band
yeah.
Warlord because their drummer has been spreading his right-wing
Mm.
views about whatever he has did over the social media,
Yes, I read that.
and they did a whole statement on how they don't accept it, because also many people of their crew are immigrants, and they don't want that to feel unsafe on the working
Yeah, actually,
place.
I found
And
that how do you say that statement from Hard from the festival. I found it very good written. It said, like,
Yeah.
we understand bands have political views, and we always allow bands to have their own opinion, but as long as we can guarantee our audience is safe, and with this person we cannot. And I think
Yeah.
that's brilliant. Well, that's
That
how it
says
should be.
everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That says everything. Yeah. The next case was Michael Graves, ex-singer of Misfits, who gets basically his entire UK tour cancelled over his right-wing views. He has been member of this organization in the US called Proud Boys. He's been performing at right-wing parties, something like that. Yeah, and the UK did seem to like it, and city after city they were canceling his tour basically, and even the
Mm.
last show I think got pressurized to be cancelled. I did read the statement he said about it, and he's like, "Yeah, if you don't like my views, please don't come to my show. That's your choice. I respect that, but don't put pressure onto the people who work at the venue to cancel. Don't make their lives hard," which is also fair to say. Um,
Mm.
yeah, so something to say about that too. I
Yeah.
mean, uh,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
not
I
just
mean,
him,
in
on a tour
in the
losing money.
yeah,
Yeah. But maybe it's
I
easy for him
mean,
to say to. Mm.
I don't know. Um, yeah, the last case comes a bit closer because I know somebody of the band,
Mm.
and that's called Vicious Rumors. Who breaks up with their drummer. The drummer got fired. This is one of the founding members of the band, actually.
Mm.
Who got now removed from the band because he did some right wing comments that got the band cancelled for at least 4 shows. And it's not the same guy as on Warlord, so to say. Just wanted to make that clear because it's also a drummer, so just it's a different person. Um, and the band basically said that, yeah, we no longer can tolerate being punished by association because they've always accepted that one of them has a different view, and they are like, yeah, we can be friends if we don't agree with each other. We can still be friends with
Mm.
each other and make music, but we're now being punished over his political views. Uh, yeah, I can understand that that sucks because I'm also of an opinion that I can be friends with somebody who thinks different than I. For me, that's no issue. I think that's opens discussion and opportunities to learn from looking at things a different view. That being said, I would never associate myself with the extreme right wing people. That's a bit too far for me. Um, but yeah, um, it's a bit of a difficult situation. I think if I am in a workplace, I have to sign that I cannot just publish everything that goes on in my head onto social media. So basically, yeah,
Yeah.
you have to sort of well behave because you're representing also the company you work for. And
Yeah.
apparently, bands are in high need of having such a clause in their contracts as well with the band members they hire. Sure,
Yes.
have your opinions, but maybe it's wiser to keep them for yourself a little bit more instead of spreading them out over social media and fuck up not only your career but also the rest of the band's career, so to
Yeah.
say. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
so
I mean, these
it
days,
was interesting.
a band is not just fun. It's their for a lot of these people, it's their business. Um,
Yeah,
and it goes beyond band members. If you have to cancel a tour, it's also the light tech, it's also the sound guy, it's also, you know. Um,
yeah, yeah.
so yeah, I feel
That's and
that
yeah. I mean,
it's a
social media
job.
gives people the opportunity to speak up these things widely, like where previously you didn't know all these opinions from every
Oh,
band
true.
member, from every band that you saw.
That definitely shifted.
uh, so that's a bit of a change, and I think it's good that people say, okay, here we draw a line.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think it's a bit like bookers could also do a bit more research
Research.
before booking something. Um,
True.
uh, sure, you want the money. I understand it's business. Uh, as a booker, you don't always only book bands that you personally like, but also bands that you know
Bring
that
in
bring
people.
a full venue and help you being able to book bands that you really like
Mm-hmm.
because the other bands sold out. And naturally, you want all your bands to sell out, but let's be fair, that's not going to happen always. It's always a risk that you take. But in the risk that you take, you can also do a bit of an assessment and think, is this really a wise thing to do, or is this going to be an issue? Well, uh, as you know, this happens a lot. This just in the last 2 weeks, these three cases came across, and I figured, like, okay, we're living in an area where bookers need to really think wisely on what they book. Otherwise, for them, it's also going to be hard to cancel things later on. It also leaves a gap in their program. So I think that's the message I want to bring, and that people should really think of, like, what consequences do I have from booking a band that might have a bit of a different political view than the majority of the audience has,
Mm-hmm.
and what is the consequence of that. You may like freedom of speech, but yeah, freedom of speech also comes with responsibilities and consequences, so
Yes.
that's to that. Yeah. Okay, the next topic I have was also on your list, so I let you present the news.
Was that the arch enemy thing?
Yes, that's the arch enemy thing.
So yeah, of course they've been a while back. They made it to the news that Alicia was quitting the band. I think an hour later she had her single online. Um, I heard there was a lot of rumor about why it ended. Did she get into a fight or anything, or did she wanted to do her own music and she was not allowed to? Well, doesn't matter. Arch Enemy is continuing, and they found another female-fronted person to do the growls, and they found Lauren Hart.
Yeah.
Um, and they've released a new song. Um,
Yeah, their new single.
their
I
new
haven't
single.
listened
I
to
think
it.
it was kind of funny because, you know, I like to these days check out the comment sections because with fans it's never good. It seems.
True.
So I actually quite. I think it was nice. They released first snippets of the new song, and then you fuel the fans. Like, who is it? Who is it? Is it this person? Is it that person? And then they got like sort
Yeah.
of mad in the comments, like, oh, we should have expected the bands to introduce her in the right way, and I was like, it's never. Uh,
Oh
it's never
my
good.
goodness.
But and then I think today there was a message like, okay, so we gave you a little taste of what it sounds like. You've seen her, so we now can say welcome to the club. And I think that's actually kind of nice. It's not like, yeah, we got a new one. This is her dot. No, it was like, you get a little taste. There's a
Yeah.
little who is it, who, because it was only the growls, not the clean vocals. It was only the growls, so
Yeah, but
I think that
this
was actually
this
kind of nice how they presented it, but I don't know
yeah.
her as a female vocalist. I don't know the band she was in. I do think it sounds a little more brutal. um, I do feel I saw the clip. I do feel she parades around just like Alyssa. So um, that's my my first thoughts.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing that to me sound like the whole thing with Alyssa and Arch Enemy, how they handle this whole situation.
Mm,
I would say this is one classic, perfect example of how a marketing plan is supposed to be.
yeah,
Like everything that happened
down
in
to
this
the
whole
line.
period has been thought of
Managed.
carefully,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
managed. Like, but also with Alyssa, the
Mm-hmm.
days that she released something, the new lineup of her band was not on
Yeah.
the same day as the. It was very timed.
Yeah.
So
Everything.
I don't really think that
There
they
was
got
a
into a huge argument because this was
no.
so planned. There cannot be. It can't be that they are having a
No,
big fight. I don't
this was
believe
all
that.
well thought.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very well thought. Even the way that they hit up the audience by making people think that their
Maybe
previous singer
Angela
would come back,
Gosso was coming
Angela.
back. Yeah, 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 yeah. You need those
Yeah,
speculations.
and
Everybody
then
was talking about it,
yeah,
so
actually that's what they did. They let her publish that teaser so people would again keep on
think
talking about
yeah,
Arch
yeah.
Enemy. They keep the conversation alive by faking all these
Mm,
ideas in people's heads. Like they
yeah, but it
gosh,
works.
it was perfect marketing example. Let's say that. I would
Yes.
congratulate the person who has orchestrated all this,
Mm-hmm.
and their project manager could get a really big bonus at Christmas. I would say because this
But
was really well done.
the only thing I find curious is that they will go touring festivals, but they just announced like a small club small
Yeah,
club tour in like really small places. Like I think I saw Tavastia, they
in
play
Tivoli,
Tivoli, but then
in Tivoli.
Pandora. I think
Yeah,
the capacity is
for
like around
the
500, 600 people. But
I don't know.
the ticket is 62 euros.
64.
I
Ah,
mean,
I was seeing that. I was like, whoa,
I'm not gonna
pricey.
pay if I eat.
Yeah,
Well, I'm not gonna
but
pay
I think
anyway
they
for
also
Arch
do it.
Enemy, but
I think they also do it because then they can say that they sold out
it's
everything.
exclusive and they sold out. And
Yeah,
what?
because if they would go to like whatever big place in Amsterdam, for example, Ziggo Dome, or what's the one next to it, Avast. Okay, nowadays that's a little bit smaller than the Ziggo. Um, I think if they would not sell it out, that would be bad. So now they
Yeah,
do the
but
smaller shows,
the
so it gets sold out.
but the difference between the Ziggo Dome or the Brabanthalle and now Pandora venue in Tivoli,
Yeah,
it's a huge
it is.
difference.
It
I would
is.
say I can understand that you don't do the same like
Yeah, but
arena
they
shows
wanna.
with a new singer. I can understand you do not do the same because you have a new singer, you have to improve, you have to prove yourself again. But then I would say Ronda would be, or the 013, or but then
I would say, yeah, but I think this is all too well thought. They have very,
it is well thought,
yeah.
and the tickets are more expensive, and the fans who were there,
They
they're gonna be
they
fans who
want
buy
that
tickets
scarcity.
anyway. Um,
Yeah, they want to have that scarcity in ticket sales. Like
and
they
say we
want
gave
us
you,
to be annoyed that we couldn't get a ticket.
yeah, and for the people who are there, they're gonna have a more intimate show. And we've been talking about bands like they played in Baruch. Let's go back to that one again. We've seen bands there.
Yeah.
It's so small. It was intimate. Some of those gigs are the best in my head because it will never ever be like that again. And
Yeah.
this is what they are selling. They're selling intimate show.
Yeah.
Because they know as soon as this, probably I think as soon as this tour is over, they will be going to arenas again. Um,
Yeah. Definitely.
so yeah,
Um, Good for them.
It's all
Um,
well thought, well marketing, well, you know.
yeah.
Yep.
Uh, it's very commercial way of handling these things, and good for them.
Yes, I
Good
kind
for
of have
them.
to say I
I'm
do
glad it
like the
works out.
song. I like it better than with Alyssa. It sounds a bit more rough.
I
It
st-
sounds a bit more heavier. So I'm curious for the next things.
yeah, I am curious for the rest, but so far my favorite is still Angela. Just for the record, and
Yeah,
to join the conversation.
we've seen her live together.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, several times. Oh
Good old
well.
days.
I did have two more topics on my news list,
Yes.
and yeah, at the gates, they're coming
Mm.
with a new album out that still has the vocals of Thomas on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cover got released and everything, the art and such. And I noticed a lot of people were saying that it really looks a lot like the cover of Insomnium's Wintergate album.
Oh.
And that got into a couple of posts here and there where I saw reading people really commenting on that in the comments and like, oh, it might be the same designer, which is not, by the way. Uh, but when I see the two next to each other, I'm like, well, yeah, there's some similarities, but it's not like too close copied. I mean, I could find other bands copying them. Yeah, I actually could mention other covers that are a lot more closer to each other than these two. Um,
Mm.
so I'm a bit like, okay, why are people making this a thing now about these two? I don't understand. Uh, yeah, I don't know. Interesting. Uh,
I'm looking
I don't
up
know what
for
to.
the artwork. I've seen it, but I didn't think about this straight.
Yeah, no, both have the black with the kind of the stars and then a bit of a yeah the landscape, but it's kind of like not that
Oh.
close to each other. I mean,
Oh,
you
this
could
one
see
is
some
the.
similarities, but mm,
Is this the one? But that's like a C from At the Gates, isn't it? Is that the new
I
one?
don't know. I'm not seeing your screen, so I've absolutely no clue.
Of a future.
Well, the Insomnium is the one with
Yeah, I know, but I'm looking for
the
the At the Gates one. I cannot find it. But this
oh,
is all
I don't know.
published like 1 day ago, 2 days. But that's a C, a black and white C.
Yeah,
And
black and
Insomnium,
white. Yeah, that's it.
Insomnium has a sort of a sea and a mountain peeking over
Yeah,
the sea. But it's not.
yeah.
Yeah, but you know, oh
I know, right? It's not like that close, but people are
no,
like making it a thing.
no. Well, it's of course it's positioned in the middle, uh, but
Yeah,
as a
but duh.
designer, duh. Um, this
I
is
mean,
you know, if you would like if you compare an orange and a tangerine, you know, it's both
yeah,
orange fruit.
like
I don't know.
for I was also a bit like, huh? What are you? Okay. Um, it is what it is. I'm
Yeah,
like,
you can make a point out of
okay,
everything, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
All
So,
right, let's switch to the last topic on my large list of news, and
yes.
that is Nevermore's new lineup.
Oh yeah, I saw something
Uh,
about Nevermore too. Yeah, the
I mean,
vocalists.
I like I like Nevermore a little bit. I wasn't the biggest fan, but I always enjoyed listening to them. And maybe one of my favorite songs there from them was "Born."
Mm.
Of course, World and unfortunately passed. The new vocalist that they entered is called
Pers-
Baron Omen or something like that, if I remember
Person
correctly.
Omen. Is it
Yeah.
German? Person?
Um,
No, it's not.
I,
It doesn't look.
I'm not sure. I think maybe
Maybe
Turkish.
somewhere Turkish. Yeah, Person.
I think
Person. Yeah. Well.
I think he's Turkish. Also because I mean, I looked at he released a video of his audition on the
Yeah, yeah,
song
yeah. I see
Born,
that one
and
now.
I was like, so that's the skills, you know? Whoa,
Yeah.
impressive. Uh, very nice. Um, yeah, so the band basically released that they don't think they could ever replace their singer, but they're looking for somebody who could do justice
Yeah.
to Earl and sort of fall into the same kind of singing
Mm-hmm.
uh, style. And they could do so he could do the old songs, but also bring shine light onto the newer side of what
Yeah.
they are doing, bring something new, which is fair. And yeah, I'm looking forward to hear.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
So yeah, that was my lengthy list of this
Mm-hmm.
week. Oh my goodness. Ah,
Yeah. Yeah, we
what's
just
next? The
work, but
Ikigai.
or study, but the world keeps spinning. You know.
Yeah, yeah. And I keep watching and listening. And I
Yeah.
did listen to a lot of music, but first we go to the Ikigai. What made us happy? Well, uh, the end of my statistic life. That makes me happy. But that will also make me happy for the next episode because then it will be over. I might cry a little bit because I might have to redo it, but
No, 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 no. Knowing you, you will
still,
succeed.
I wouldn't count on that. But
I will.
it it won't be my dedication, so to say.
It's not your
Um,
favorite
yeah,
topic, but you will succeed, I think.
yeah.
You put a lot of effort in it, so.
I do. It's not. That's definitely not the issue, so to say. So yeah. Furthermore, Mikey guys, the spring is coming. Some new shows being announced for autumn. I have some show that I might want to fly into for November.
Ooh.
Yes. Um, that and we'll see.
Yeah. And now you want my
What's
ikigai, of
your
course.
Yeah, of course I want your Ikigai.
Well, hmm, because I have no time, I decided to do a sort of a project for myself. So I put a lot of time in that project, that time that I do not have. Uh, but that's going well. I enjoy it a lot. Um, Other than that, I've been working. Um, yeah, I don't know. Just time flies by. I'm not really. Yeah, just looking forward to the summer, I think. There's a couple of shows coming up. I'm can't wait to be there. Uh, but at the same time, I'm a little bit tired of photographing, maybe. Bands.
Mm.
Uh, I don't know. It's a thing that I see so many photographers, so many skilled photographers, so many of the same work, which is understandable because you're either in a photo pit with 15 photographers or you're in the audience. But you sort of get the same angle, the same view. So,
Mm.
it kind of takes away
Yeah,
the fun part. And then Ben's only email me like, can I have the photos for free? Can you send them? Or not even can you? Here's my email. Send them. Like, okay. Um, so maybe that's taking away a little bit of the fun. But on the other hand, I do not have a lot of time. So I'm picking my um,
yeah,
visitations to bands a little bit more careful. Um, so I will enjoy them. And it's not the
yeah,
bands. I'm pretty sure I will enjoy those, but I don't know.
yeah. I think for me, that's also why I like going to smaller shows more rather than these bigger shows because
Mm-hmm.
very often I'm the only person in the audience who's doing photos. And that I kind of like that, because I can do my own thing. I don't have to be annoyed if somebody stands in my footsteps after I move to the next position or something like that. And of course, I also am very pig-headed and keep my own style, and I don't go very much with editing trends. I don't do the same as what other people follow. I just always stuck to my own style, whether it's popular or not. I don't give a shit. Uh,
Well, me neither. I do my own thing, but you see, everything is,
yeah, but people
bands
don't like to.
prefer
Yeah,
the new
I don't
thing.
care what bands prefer. I don't
Yeah,
care
I
what
know.
bands prefer. I prefer my style, so I'm not doing that. That is it. But that's me. I've always been like that, so it's okay. Um, yeah, like I said, I also that's I prefer the smaller shows anyway,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't. I just I just cherry pick them. Also, pick what I like, and occasionally do something to please another, but that's about it. So
Yeah.
yeah, maybe something nice. I might soon. After my exams, gonna pick up a couple more interviews again, so the YouTube will be filled
Ah.
with a couple of new things. Also, for everyone who has been interested or in seeing something like interview wise, there's a very interesting interview with Capra online on our YouTube channel that Bazak did. So I recommend you to look into that. It seems to be getting traction by now, so pick it up. And then I think it's time for us to look into our playlists because even though I have not been traveling a lot in my car to work because I've been working from home and I've been studying a lot, I do have a bit of a list collected, other than the things that I'm reviewing, uh, that I've been listening to. And I will go through that. And of course, I start with the foreshadowing because I cannot stop listening to that for some reason. It will always be there. I've listened to Alcardil, some Body Farm. I listen to Darkfall. I listen to Ivana Yoma. In all senses, some Kamfar, some Karoma, Mork, some Prong, some Rotting Christ, Svalbard, and Wiegedood. So quite a bit of black
Yeah.
this time, I would say. Yeah, it is still shitty weather all the time when I'm driving and darkness, so that
It
definitely
fits.
helps me getting into
Yes.
those black metal albums a lot. Yeah. Now, what's on your playlist?
Nothing special. Yeah, just same
No.
old same. Yeah. Nothing new because I don't get new albums, only from you, and we discussed those in the podcast. um, no, I for the my little project, I've been listening to a lot of Viking war drums and dark folklore, Slavic, Nordic, Germanic, Celtic, maybe even, um, to set a mood.
Mm,
um, and other than that, of course, there has been a little bit of same old stuff. In morning, Amorphis. I sang along with Before the Dawn in the car with Graveyard. Um, yeah, but nothing else. I think maybe a little bit grunge in there as well.
mm.
Nothing spectacular, out of the order. Just the same old stuff
Yeah.
from me.
Well, then I think I need to think carefully on what I'm going to send you for the next episode.
Yes.
I promise.
No
It will
black
be
metal.
something you like a little bit more than what I've sent you this week.
A little bit more. Okay. Hmm.
Hi. But I did want us to break away from going again to the melodic death
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
doom kind of sounds that we've been listening to a lot lately.
Hmm.
So that succeeded.
Yes.
And now you have reference material for your next black metal review. So
Yeah.
yeah. And yeah, I have no idea what it's going to be yet, but I guess I'll find out soon after my afternoon or so with statistics.
Yes! More statistics. Well,
Yeah,
maybe our audience can let us know if they know there's an album coming out that they would like us to talk about, let us know because maybe you
yeah,
inspire Sabina to send it to me.
yeah. And also, it would be you can make me actually doing something nice for me because there's one thing that I like about statistics, and that is when I see
Musics.
the amount of likes you guys are giving, the amount of comments you guys are giving. So give me a little bit more of that. That's the kind of
Especially if
statistics
they
that
go
I
up.
like.
If they go up.
Yeah, upwards. Yeah. Uh, let's do that. I can make a very nice regression analysis of whether that is coming because we are talking more about your favorite band or not. So also leave that in
Mm,
the comments so I can actually make some analysis on that if you want us to. Um, yeah. So you know your job now. I think for us it's time to end this thing.
yes.
Like, subscribe, comments, everything, and we'll be back with you soon. Bye.
Bye.